All right. So ladies, just take a couple more minutes to settle in, get your mats rolled out. We'll start in a seated position like we usually do, so you can make your way down to the seated position whenever you get there. We don't need any props today. It is a little bit of a longer practice maybe than what we've done. So focus today is challenge. So we will be challenging ourselves a little bit. So I'm excited about that. But like I said, just make your way to the floor. Cross-legged easy pose. It's called Sukhasana. Cross-legged easy pose. And we'll begin with our hands on the tops of our knees. Rooting and grounding down through our sit bones as we get in. Doing any little wiggles, hair adjustments, shirt adjustments that you need to get yourself comfortable. And we'll begin by taking a big inhale through the nose. Grow your crown a little bit closer to the ceiling. And on an exhale, gently close your eyes and sink into your sit bones. So wiggle into your sit bones a little bit more. And just stay in this awareness of your breath for 3 more breath cycles. So just kind of checking in, our opportunity to calm the mind. And I actually am going to share, I'm going to stick on the theme of nonviolence that Jenny's been speaking on this week. And I want to just give a little piece of knowledge about nonviolence that really resonates with me and helps me understand it a little bit better in how we can connect it with our challenge for today. So just deep breathing here, some nice elongated breaths, and then we'll start our breath practice in just a minute. Killing and doing physical harm are larger forms of violence that are easily seen and understood. However, nonviolence has many subtle implications as well. When we feel hurried, afraid, powerless, out of balance, and harsh with ourselves, we may find ourselves speaking words of unkindness or even exploding with a violent outburst. As our awareness of these nuances grow, we learn that our ability to be nonviolent to others is directly related to our ability to be nonviolent within ourselves. So just kind of resonating on that for a minute. Continuing to check in with your breath. And we'll begin elongating our inhales for a 4 count. 2, 3, 4. And exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. And hold. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. Keep this breath rate now. I know these are longer inhales and exhales. We're challenging ourselves today. And while we stay here for the next 10 breath cycles or so, just beginning to really sink our minds in with our breath, I want you to begin to notice the pauses between breaths. So at the top of the inhale, your last inhale, there's a bit pause before you exhale. And there's a pause at the bottom, inhale, and there's a pause at the top. So we're just really focusing in on all these little nuances of our breath. If your mind begins to wander, just bring it back to that breath count for another breath cycle or 2. And stay with this 4 to 5 and 1 hold ratio for this breath practice. And do 2 more breath cycles like this wherever you're at. So slow and steady, beginning to awaken and warm up the lungs, the belly. And then allow your natural breath rhythm to return for a few breath cycles before we begin our movement. Good. You can keep your eyes closed if you want. Feel free to open them if that feels better for you. But on an exhale, you're just going to gently bring your chin to your chest. Inhale your head back to neutral. Exhale the back of your head to the back of your upper back. Inhale to neutral. We're just bringing some stretching to the neck. Exhale, bring your right ear towards your right shoulder. Inhale to neutral. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Inhale to neutral. We're going to do that all again. Exhale, bring your chin to your chest. Slow inhale, gently draw your gaze back up. Exhale, allow the back of your head to come to your upper back body. Inhale back to neutral. Exhale, right ear to right shoulder. Tag weight in your left elbow. Inhale to neutral. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Inhale to neutral. Good. Inhale, bring your hands up and overhead. Keep your shoulder blades gliding down your back. Exhale, hinge at your hips, forward fold. We're just going to stay in this forward fold for a couple of breath cycles, just beginning to bring a nice stretch in the back body. Maybe it feels good to find a little bit of a sway here, so you can plant it and sway back and forth. Really just beginning to bring awareness into that skin on the back body. Space between your ears and your shoulders. Good. So on your inhale, you're gently going to lift your torso, but allow your hands to stay on the ground. So they're just going to kind of like slide around and beside you and come behind you. We're going to open up our chest. Plant your hands about a foot behind you. You can be on your fingerprints if that feels nice, or the flats of your hands. If this is too much in your lower back, you can bring your hands to your lower back. And bringing your hands to the floor is too much of a stretch. So we're just opening our chest here. Fine. Again, if it feels good to find a little bit of a sway back and forth. We'll be here for another 2 breath cycles or so. Just bringing a nice flex in our spine. Good. On an exhale, just gently release. Lovely. From here, exhale, plant your right hand to your side and go ahead and slide it out long. Inhale, bring your left hand up and overhead, space between your ear and your shoulder. And on an exhale, just gently allow your left hand to extend over towards the right side of the room. So we're bringing a nice stretch into the your left side body here. If it feels good to bend your right elbow, you can sink a little bit lower to the floor, you can do that. But check in with your left hip right now, your left glute. Is it starting to peel off the mat? We really want to make sure that we're rooted and grounded down through our sit bones. On an inhale, just gently bring your hand back up. Exhale, plant your left hand by your left thigh. Inhale your right hand up and overhead. Exhale, extend your right hand towards the left side of the room. Again, check in with your ear and shoulder area right now. Are you all like squished up and cramped up here? We want to have a nice long line from your tailbone to your crown, space in the shoulder. If it feels good to bend your arm a little bit to get a little bit more of a stretch towards the ground, you can. Good. Inhale, bring yourself back to neutral. Exhale, release. We're going to come to tabletop position from here. So you can kick your legs out to one side or just slide over your knees, whatever is more comfy for you. We'll spend a couple breath cycles here before we come to down dog, just getting our nice form and foundation. So let's have our wrists under our shoulders, our knees under our hips. Check in with your shins, make sure they're in 2 parallel lines. If you can have the tops of your feet on the floor, be there. If it's more stable for you to have your toes curled under right now, that's cool too. Check in with your back body. Make sure you're not slouching down like this, but you have a nice straight line from the crown of your head to the tip of your tailbone, gazing between your pointer fingers, pushing into your fingerprints. I know this is such a simple pose, but there are so many little checklist items in every single pose that we do. From here, if your toes are not curled under, go ahead and curl them under. And on an exhale, gently lift your sit bones up to down dog. Good. We'll stay in down dog for a couple breath cycles. If it feels nice to pedal your feet out here, you can gently alternate right and left heel toward the ground to get a little bit additional stretch in your back body. If it feels good for you to bend your knees here, maybe gently bend and straighten and allow your heels to tap towards the ground a little bit more, you can do that. Maybe you want to challenge yourself today and even do a push-up from here. We're going to be here for like 2 or 3 more breath cycles. So if you want to bend your elbows out to opposite sides and see if you can bring your head a little closer to your hands and straighten. So we're just kind of playing in this down dog for another breath cycle, challenging ourselves when we can. And on your next exhale, ladies, you're gently just going to walk your feet to meet your hands and come to a forward fold. Beautiful. In this forward fold, we are going to bring our hands behind our back and interlace our fingers and allow our hands to gently begin to fall towards our head. So this will begin to open the upper back body and the shoulders, My shoulders are so tight. This is a really intense stretch for me. So maybe, your hands are chilling here. Maybe they're able to fall over your head a little bit more. So find what feels good for you today. Check in with your weight distribution. Make sure you're not dumping everything forward and clenching with your toes like I just was. Lift your toes up and root and ground down through the balls and heel of your feet. On an exhale, allow your hands to gently fall to the side. We're going to inhale, and fingers will glide up the fronts of the legs. Your head will be the last thing to come up. So slow and steady, one vertebrae at a time. And once you get all the way to the top, just bring your hands to heart center. Lovely. We're going to do some Ardha Surya Namaskaras, half sun salutations. Feet are about hip width apart. Gentle bend in your knees. Inhale, bring your hands up and overhead. Maybe your gaze follows. Exhale, hinge at your hips, forward fold. Inhale, up to flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bring your hands to the sky. If it feels good to bring a slight back bend in, you can do that. Exhale, hands to prayer. A couple more of these, ladies. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, rain your fingers down, hinge at your hips, forward fold. Inhale, come up to flat back position. Squeeze your shoulder blades in and together. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bring your hands to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's do one more. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hinge at your hips, forward fold. Beautiful. Inhale, up to flat back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Gaze off the tip of your nose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands to sky. Exhale, hands to prayer. Good. We're going to do some Surya Namaskara A now, so stick with me for these. We'll do 2 different variations. Inhale, hands to sky. Exhale, hinge at your hips, forward fold. Inhale, come up to that flat back position. Exhale, hinge at your hips, plant your hands, framing your feet. Get a nice bend in your knees. Inhale, step your feet back and come to your knees. Shift your weight forward, bringing your chest even with your hands in low plank position. Exhale, lower all the way to the belly. Inhale, baby cobra. You're just gently lifting your gaze here. And on an exhale, we're going to shift our hips up to puppy pose, but stay on our knees. So exhale, up to puppy pose. Walk your hands out about a handprint distance and begin to melt your heart towards the earth. So in puppy pose, you don't want your sit bones towards your heels and you don't want them in front of your knees. You really want to try to have your hips stacked on top of your knees. We really want to have a nice hollow lower back here. Maybe this is as far down as you melt today. This is a great place to be. Maybe you're able to come down a little further. Check in with your shins. Are they going into parallel lines? Good. From here, we're going to inhale and gently begin to lift our chest. Curl our toes under. Exhale to down dog. Big inhale. Exhale, walk your feet to meet your hands and come to a forward fold. Good. Inhale up to flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands to sky. Exhale, hands to prayer. Another one, just like that. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hinge at your hips, forward fold. Inhale, up to flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, framing your feet. Inhale, take your feet back and come to your knees. Your weight shifts forward, bringing your chest even with your hands. Exhale, lower all the way to belly. Inhale, your gaze and your chest lift slightly for a baby cobra. Exhale, keep your knees planted, push yourself up to a puppy pose. Your hands can walk out about a handprint distance. Find that nice stacking in the hips and the knees. And we're here for 5 breath cycles. Inhale, exhale 2. Got about 3 more. Trying to allow our heart to melt towards the earth a little bit more while we're in this pose. So we're holding this pose, but we're trying to journey a little further into the pose while we're holding them. On your next inhale, gently shift your weight forward, lift your chest, curl your toes under, exhale, lift your weight, hips to a down dog. We'll stay here for 1 inhale. Exhale, gently bring your feet to meet your hands in a forward fold. Inhale, come up to flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands to sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good, we're gonna do one more, a little different, but you can do it the way that we were just doing it on your knees, and in puppy pose if you want. So do whatever works for you today. Inhale, bring your hands up. Gaze can follow. Exhale, hinge at your hips, forward fold. Inhale, up to flat back. Exhale, forward fold, plant your hands, framing your feet. Inhale, step or hop your feet back. Weight shifts forward, so maybe you're on your knees, maybe you're on your toes. Exhale, lower all the way to the belly or to a hover. Elbows at 90 degrees. Inhale, chest up and crown up dog or baby cobra. Exhale, lift your hips up to down dog or puppy pose. So we'll be here for 5 breath cycles. If you're in down dog, you want about a legs length distance between your hands and your feet. You want your feet about hip width apart, gazing between your belly button, or between your feet or up to your belly button. That's crazy. Shoulder blades glide down your back, lots of awareness in your fingerprints, hollow lower back. And on your next exhale, gently bring your feet to meet your hands and come to a forward fold. Inhale your hands to the sky. Exhale to prayer. Beautiful. From here, inhale your right leg back about a leg length distance and stay up on your toe. We're going to come to a high lunge here. Before we sink down into our high lunge, let's just make sure our feet are on 2 separate planes. Once you feel nice and stable here and that your hips are even with your short edge of your mat, on an exhale, you can sink into your front knee and bring your hands up and overhead by your ears. So we have lots of awareness and tension between our hands, like we're holding something above our head. We're pulling our left hip crease back and pushing our right one forward a little bit. Good. From here, on an exhale, bring your belly to your thigh. So your hands are going to frame the foot. Inhale your hands back up to that high lunge. Woo-wee. We're going to do that like 4 more times. Exhale, frame your foot. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, frame your foot. Inhale, high lunge. Good. Do this a couple your own breath rate. Push into the heel of your front foot. Lift your front toes to make sure you're not clenching in your front foot. Good. Do 1 more of these. Inhale your hands up, and on your next exhale, we're going to come to a warrior 2. So you're going to shift your back heel down at 90 degrees, and your arms will come to a T, so your hips are open to the long edge of the mat now. We're still bent into our front knee as close to 90 degrees as possible. Make sure your front knee is on top of your front ankle, not in front of it. Behind it is okay even, but not in front of it. So we'll stay here for a few breath cycles, gazing off the middle finger of our front hand. On an exhale, bend your left arm. Bring your left arm to your left thigh. Allow your right arm to come over your head, extended side angle. You can be gazing up at your right elbow if you want, or down at your big toe. So we're going to flow here, okay? Inhale, come to warrior 2. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, extended side angle. Do this at your own breath rate now for 3 to 5 more. So really focusing in on our mid-center line. So make sure that we have a nice straight line from the tailbone to the crown. We don't want to be dumping our weight forward or leaning backwards while we're in this flow. Check in with that alignment in the front knee. Good. We got this, girls. 1 more here. Inhale to warrior 2. Straighten your front leg. Bring your left hand up to the sky. Allow your right hand to come down your left leg, your right leg. Open up left side body. So we're in a reverse warrior here. Except we have our front leg straightened because everybody's glute needed a break. So just make sure you're not locking out the front leg here. Make sure you have a nice elongated side body. We're going to flow back into a warrior 2, okay? So on an inhale, come back to your warrior 2. Bend as close to 90 degrees in the front knee as possible. Inhale, reverse warrior. Your right hand can also bind in your hip. Come back to that warrior 2. So find what feels good for you here. Own breath right now, inhaling and exhaling between reverse warrior and warrior two. Maybe you close your eyes for an additional balance challenge. Remember, we are challenging ourselves today. I am challenging myself in being forgiving. All those mantras that Jenny shared with us earlier, forgiving myself for maybe not being where I think I should be. Let's do one more of these. Inhale and exhale. And allow your front leg to come straight. What we're going to do from here is heel toe your back foot in about half the distance. And we want to now turn both toes off the front edge of the mat. So you're just going to pivot on your back heel. And allow your front toes to go off the front edge of the mat. Bring your hands behind you, interlace your fingers. Slight back bend, inhale, gaze up to the ceiling. Exhale, begin to hinge at your hips. Pyramid pose. So we're gonna only hinge until our shoulders begin to fall in front of us. If you look back at your shoulder and if you can see your back, the back of your shoulder, then you need to come out of your pyramid a little bit. Gazing down at your big toe. Don't lock your knees out. This should be a nice stretch in the back of the legs. Lift your toes up. Good. On an inhale, let's just bring ourselves back to neutral. Exhale, back foot to front foot. Beautiful. Shake it out for a minute. Got me a little sweaty. Whew. Okay. From here, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So let's begin with our feet hip width apart, our hands in heart center. Let's inhale, step your left leg back about a leg's length distance. Stay up on your back toe. Make sure our feet are on two parallel planes here before we sink down into our high lunge pose. Once you feel good and steady, you can go ahead and gently begin to bend your front knee as close to 90 degrees as possible. Your back heel begins to spike towards the back edge of the mat. Hands come up and overhead. Biceps are by your ears. Lots of tension and awareness between your hands. So imagine that you're holding like a beach ball, or been into this boombox kick lately. I don't know why. Imagine you're like holding something over your head. Because we don't want that energy there. We have lots of awareness and awakening in our entire body right now. All right, ladies, on the exhale, we're going to hinge. Bring your belly to your thigh. Bring your foot. Inhale back up. Slow and steady. Exhale. Bring your front foot. Close your eyes if you want to. Inhale up. Move at your own breath right now. So whatever feels good for you, inhaling and exhaling. If you need to come out of your front knee, bend a little bit, straighten your front leg a little bit. Maybe this is a big balance challenge for you. Wherever you're at, we need to find a challenge in it and appreciate it. From here, ladies, let's come to that warrior two position. On your next exhale, gently allow your back heel to come to 90 degrees, arms to seat. We'll hold this warrior two for just a few breath cycles before we find our flow here. So make sure we have a good form and foundation before we journey into our movement. Lots of awareness, energy coming out of the hands. On an exhale, bend your right elbow, bring it to your right thigh. Left arm comes up and over the head and reaches towards the opposite side of the room. Inhale up to warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle. All right, ladies, we're here, 5 to 7 of these. Inhale up. Exhale, extended side angle. Check in with your back foot. So moving at your own breath rate here. Really driving in with the pinky edge side of your back foot. Checking in with your alignment on your warrior twos. Embracing the challenge that's coming in everybody's bodies. Good. On your next exhale, we're going to do the reverse warrior. So inhale the warrior two. Exhale, straighten your leg. Allow your right hand to come up. Your left hand either glides down or comes behind your back and spine. Good. Inhale to warrior two. Hey, I was going to extend side angle. Exhale, reverse warrior. Flowing here for 5, 6 more breath cycles. This is probably the most challenging practice we've done together, ladies. So if you're struggling, that is A-okay. We are finding the non-violence in our struggle. not being angry with ourselves. Keep your front leg straight on your next exhale. Good. We're going to heel toe your back foot in, about half the distance, and then pivot on your heel to allow both of your feet to go off the front edge of the mat. Interlace your hands back and behind you. We're going to do that pyramid pose again. Gentle bend in your knees. Slight back bend, gaze up, look towards the ceiling. Exhale, hinge at your hips. Pyramid pose. Parsvottanasana. Crazy hamstrings. Gazing off of the tip of your nose now, down at your big toe. Checking with your shoulders, make sure they're nice and squeezed together. Maybe on each exhale, you're able to bend a little bit further in to your hinge without losing your posture. So again, even when we hold poses, we are still trying to progress into that a little bit. Good. From here, go ahead and inhale yourself back up. Slow and steady. And on an exhale, just bring your back foot to meet your front foot. Woo, shake down a little bit. All right. Inhale your hands up and overhead. We're making our way down. Exhale, hinge at your hips, forward fold. You're going to plant your hands and just come to your knees. We're going to come back to that tabletop position. Good. Make sure we have our good forming foundation here. Alignment is key always. Hands are spread, lots of awareness in the knees and the palms, tops of the feet are on the mat if that feels good for you. On an inhale, gently bring your right leg back behind you. You're doing a three-legged dog variation here. We'll stay here for a few breath cycles. Check in with your belly button and lower belly. Make sure it's not sinking towards the ground. So imagine kind of like pulling your belly button and your spine in together to kind of squeeze that. And on your next exhale, we're going to bring our right foot in between our hands. So whether you squeeze your knee in and plant it, that's great, or can you come out to the side and heel toe it in, that's great too. So whatever works best for you, okay? So on an exhale, just gently bring your right foot in between your hands. Beautiful. We're gonna come up to a low lunge here. So bring your hands to the tops of your right thigh and inhale, gently push yourself up. Lovely. So we're gonna stay in a low lunge for 5 to 10 breath cycles. While we're in this low lunge, if this is too much on your knees, take a moment and like double up your mat. So you can like double up your mat or grab a blanket or a pillow or something, okay? We're gonna be on our knees for a little bit. I want you to be comfy. So we're just gonna stay in this pose and journey and adventure and find a challenge in it, okay? So while we're in this pose, I know it seems super like rookie and simple, but when you are in these poses, like you need to imagine that you are putting so much awareness and attention into the grounding that you could like lift yourself up off the ground with all the awareness that you're doing. So even though we're just chilling here, like we are still sending energy into the earth. We are still sending energy up. Energy is still coming into us. We are still making sure that everything is pulling into our mid-center line. So really root and ground, lift and lengthen, push into your hands, and push your hands into your thigh, and your to your hands. Help grow. Maybe you close your eyes for an additional balance challenge. Whew, I did it almost all over. Okay. Beautiful, ladies. From here, we're going to find a lizard pose. So on an exhale, you are going to bring both of your hands to the inside of your right foot, okay? So exhale, just gently bring both of your hands to the inside of your foot. So we're not framed here. And gently heel toe your right foot out a little bit to the corner of the mat. And when you get to the corner of the mat, leave your heel planted, and you're going to spin your toes towards the left corner of the mat. So your foot should be at an angle, like a 45-degree angle. Once you feel good there, you're going to begin to allow your foot to roll up. So the sole of your right foot will begin to show. You're going to roll onto the pinky edge side of your right foot, and this should open up a nice stretch in the hips and begin to stretch out your glutes. So from here, we have some options. You can curl your toe under and lift your back leg and spread your back heel back if that feels nice for you. If you do this, make sure that you do not dump in where your pelvis is. You need to make sure, like imagine that there's a stand here or something that's like lifting you up. This will help you in a nice stretch in your glute. Another option is to come to your elbows. So we're here for like 15 breath cycles. We've been here for like 7 already, so we're about halfway through. This is our nice, big, juicy stretch for the day. So take a couple moments to find what feels nice for you. You get to make it work with you today, whatever you've got going on. And if you find a nice position, let's hold that for a few breath cycles, okay? You can close your eyes and really journey into where you're feeling the stretch in your body. Good. Let's do 2 more breath cycles. Awesome. And on your next exhale, you're gently, be super gentle about this. Plant your right foot. You're going to allow your foot to heel toe back in and frame your hands in front of your foot. And then we're just going to bring our right knee back to meet our left knee. Tabletop position. Good. So before we go to the other side, let's just take a breath cycle or 2 to check in with your hips. What do they feel like? Do you feel a difference in the sides, the one side that you've done, the one side that you haven't? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. We're just checking in and noticing. No big deal, okay? All right. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, shins in parallel lines, hands are spread. Inhale, bring your left leg back behind you. Pushing out through your left heel. Think about dialing your left toes in towards your right inner thigh. Good. On an exhale, you're going to bring your hand, or bring your foot between your hands. So again, maybe you squeeze your knee into your chest, maybe you take it out to the side and heel toe it in, whatever works better for you today. Once you get there, bring your hands to the top of your thigh, push yourself up, and we're going to stay in this low lunge for about 10 breath cycles. Again, we want to make sure our knee is stacked over our ankle. We'll make sure our chin in the back is going directly behind us. We want to make sure we're squeezing and clenching with our front toes, so that we're rooting and grounding down through the heel and hollow of the foot. We want to have awareness in our hands and our thighs, help grow our chest. We want to check in with our mid-center line. Make sure we're not like all loosey-goosey, but that we are tight, that we are gathered, that we are focused on our challenge right now. We are creating connection between the earth. We can even potentially lift ourselves up with how much we are rooting and grounding down. Good. On your next exhale, excuse me, cough today, we're gently going to hinge at the hips and plant our hands inside of the left foot. Come to lizard pose here. So once we have a nice, comfortable position here, heel toe your left foot out towards the corner of the mat. Plant your heel and pivot your toes out, so your foot should be about a 45-degree angle. Allow your foot, the sole of your left foot, to peel off the mat. Roll onto the left pinky edge side of your foot, opening the left inner knee, the left inner thigh. Same options here. So maybe you bend, maybe you straighten your back leg if that feels good. Maybe you come to your elbows. Maybe you do both. Maybe you do all the things. Maybe you chill here. You gotta find what feels good for you today. You gotta make it work for you today. Really check in with your left glute. This is definitely a hip opener, but this could be a really nice glute stretch as well. If you allow your knee to try to open up a little bit more on each exhale, okay? Couple more breath cycles here, ladies. We've got this. Let's close our eyes if we can. Let's enjoy the challenge, enjoy the journey, appreciate that we are giving ourselves some time right now on our mat. Good. And now allow yourself gently to plant your left foot. Left hand will come to the outside of the left foot. So your foot is framed now. And from here, we're just going to come to that tabletop position. Left knee to the right knee. And we're going to find a nice child's pose from here. So allow your sit bones to sink back towards your heels. Your hands can extend out long. Or they can come back by your feet, whatever feels better for you. Good. Stay here for another breath cycle or 2. Good. On an inhale, extend your arms out and plant your hands if you're not already, and bring yourself back up to that tabletop position. From here, we are going to come to a plank, just to engage our core a little bit. So maybe you stay on your knees, maybe you come to a full plank, it's up to you, okay? So when you feel ready, we're gonna walk our hands out just a little bit so we can shift our weight forward, okay? So if you choose to stay on your knees, stay on your knees. If you wanna lift up to your toes, on an inhale, we're gonna shift forward and come to a plank position. Gazing down between your pointer fingers, checking in with your mid-center line here. So check in with your glutes. Are they just kind of hanging out? I want you to like flex them for a minute, kind of bring them in tight. So that's what I'm saying when you bring everything into your mid-center line, kind of like squeezing everything in to a central awareness. Good. 2 more breath cycles, in and out. In and out. Come to your knees if you're not already. We're going to come back to that child's pose position for a breath cycle. In and out. Good. Let's do 1 more of those, okay? Inhale ourselves back up, tabletop. Walk your hands out about a handprint distance. Weight shifts forward. Inhale. If you're going to lift your knees, now is the time to do it. Maybe you're just chilling with your knees. Maybe you're trying to alternate one knee bent and one knee straight, playing a little bit, okay? You've heard me say it 100 times. You will hear me say it a million more times. You get to make this work for you today, okay? So make it work for you. 1 more big breath in and out. Come to your knees. Let's find child pose again. Good. From here, we're going to stay on our knees. Plant your hands by your head. And just go ahead and push yourself up. Lovely. From here, we're going to find that little back bend like we did earlier. So we're going to plant our hands behind us. If this is too much in your back body, you can bring your hands to your head, okay? So plant your hands behind you. And on an inhale, gently begin to push your chest and your belly out. Gaze up to the ceiling. Maybe you find, this is always helpful for me, to find a spot on the ceiling back behind my head to help me keep my throat open, my throat chakra open. Good. And on an exhale, gently release. Whew, nice. From here, we're going to come to our sit bones. So you can kick your feet out to one side. Excellent. And we're going to come to a flat back position. So leave your feet planted for right now. We'll bring them up in a minute, but leave them planted while we journey down. Hands can come to the outsides of your knees or to the backs of your thighs. Take a big inhale. Gaze up. Exhale. Gently begin to come down 1 vertebrae at a time. Slow and steady here, ladies. This should be a core challenge. It's not super relaxing. Whew. Lovely. Once we have made it all the way flat back, bring your arms out to T. Bring your shins parallel with the ceiling. Take a big inhale. And on your exhale, gently allow your knees to come towards the right. Just a nice supine twist here, recline twist. Take your gaze over your left shoulder if that feels nice. The opposite way your knees are going, or you can keep it up to the ceiling if that feels better for you. Trying to inhale, lengthen your spine, and exhale into the twist a little bit more. Good. On your next inhale, gently bring your knees back to neutral and just allow them to exhale over towards the left. Gaze can go over your right shoulder or stay up to the ceiling. Stay here for 3 to 5 breath cycles. Again, even though we're holding these poses, we're still trying to find some advancement in them. So inhaling, lengthening our spine, exhaling, twisting a little bit more. Good. Inhale your knees back to neutral. Exhale, allow your feet to come to the mat. Lovely. We're gonna come to Savasana now. So maybe you want to slide your legs out long. Maybe you prefer to keep them bent and bring your feet as wide as the mat and have your knees resting in and together. So whatever feels best for you. And we're all gonna have our hands, our palms face up today. Our elbows will be a little pinched in towards our sides. So we're not doing like crazy jazz hands here, but just a little bit of awareness, a little bit of hand flare out. Crawl your shoulder blades in and together to open up your chest a little bit. So maybe you push your head into the mat to lift your upper back body. To do that, take the next 10 seconds to make any minor adjustments in your clothes, your hair, whatever you need to be comfortable for our few minutes of asana that we get to enjoy today. We are going to do a little guided visualization before we do our savasana though. Good. So once we're all settled in, just stay here for a breath cycle or two, allowing things to kind of shake out. And begin to bring your awareness to your breath. Just to help anchor the mind, noticing your inhales and exhales, so not controlling them, just noticing them. And beginning to recall what our affirmation was today. Whatever card resonated with you today is what we are cultivating in our mind, in our heart, in our body. Thinking about how we embody that affirmation, what it means to us to be that, to act in that way. Maybe you're remembering situations that made you feel this, how your affirmation related. Maybe you're remembering a poem or a book that resonated with you, or song lyrics. Maybe you're remembering hard times, positive times, whatever is coming to you. Maybe you're daydreaming a future situation. All kinds of possibilities here. Just check in and see how your thoughts are impacting your body. Are you tensing in some areas? Is your breath changing? Are you smiling? Is your heart fluttering? Maybe none of this stuff is happening, and that's really great too. We're just noticing here. No judgments. And for our last few breath cycles of this guided visualization, I want you to bring into mind how challenge impacts you in your affirmation, or how you meet challenge in that affirmation. What does that feel like for you? What does that look like for you? And notice if any violence towards yourself comes up during those thoughts of challenge. Are you unkind with yourself? Are you feeling rushed or harsh? Out of balance? Disease? Are you feeling any of these things? If you are, notice them. And it's our opportunity to build and grow on them. It's not our opportunity to be angry with ourselves or disappointed with ourselves. It's our opportunity for growth. When we can recognize where our challenge lies, provides us new opportunity, new experience. Take one more inhale and exhale. I want you to allow this word, thought, image to just float out of your mind. We're going to bring awareness back to the body. So once our affirmation and our challenge has flowed out, we'll begin bringing awareness in to our toes, and our feet and our ankles, and allowing couple of breath cycles there to just check in with the sensations going on. What are you feeling? What are you experiencing? Inhaling your awareness up to your calves, your thighs, your glutes, your hips, your lower belly. Keeping your awareness on your body. So if thoughts start to come in, challenge starts to enter again, bring your awareness back to what you are feeling. In your belly, in your chest, in your side body. Checking in with your armpits and shoulders and chest. Really releasing and relaxing your muscles. Maybe they feel like they're melting off of your bones and into a pile of goo on your mat. Making our way up to our neck, jaw, cheeks, and forehead. And allowing complete physical relaxation, complete mental relaxation. Just keeping our awareness on our body, or maybe on the tip of our nose, on the tip of our tongue, on the tips of our fingers, our belly button. Whatever spot resonates with you, just keep your awareness there. For another breath cycle or two, another couple minutes on that. Then we'll get to awaken and join each other again. Let's enjoy this. Recognizing when thoughts flow in, because they will, it's what our brain does. It's there to think, it's what it does. Just notice it and let them check out as easily as they checked in. On your next inhale, make it a little bit deeper and bigger. On your next exhale, a little more complete. Gently beginning to awaken your fingers and toes, arms and feet, wrists and ankles. All the body parts. Eventually rolling onto your right side. Spending a couple breath cycles there. If that feels nice, you can make a little pillow with your hands or not, whatever feels good for you. Definitely spend 2 or 3 breath cycles here. And then eventually, when you feel ready, you can push your palm into the ground and lift yourself back up to that seated position where we started. Sukhasana, easy pose, cross ankle pose. Can you close hair adjustments? We'll have our hands at heart center and eyes closed. I'll give everybody, 5 breath cycles to get here. Closing with some thoughts on challenge. Handling challenges gives each of us a sense of skill, self-esteem, and accomplishment. When we try to fix or save ourselves or someone else, we are keeping us from getting the learning that situation has for us. We need to trust suffering and trust challenge and trust mistakes. They are what refine us when we don't run from them. Take 3 inhalations through the nose and open mouth exhalations together, beginning now. Thank you so much for practicing with me today, ladies. I had a great time. Delight me, Susan, delight you. Namaste. Okay, I don't know about you ladies, but that was challenging for me. I was sweaty. Yeah, a little more challenging than usual. So I definitely want feedback on that though, because this is intended for us, and if we want it to be like challenging like today was, we can do that. If we want it to be a little more like restorative and relaxing like it has been, we can do that. So that's kind of why I wanted to do a more challenging practice today, because I, want everybody to kind of see what we can do. I mean, we can do more challenging even than what we did today, and we can do even more relaxing and restorative than what we've done before. So, immediate feedback is great, but I know everybody's kind of like in the yoga brain. So just as the weekend kind of flows, or even next week in Warrior Out or whatever, whenever it comes up, reach out to me. Just any kind of thoughts or feedback is good, just because I want to make sure that I'm building classes that people need.
I love that one. I thought that was, I love all of them. I need it every Saturday. Like literally every time Saturday comes around, I'm like, oh, thank God we're doing yoga. Like my body needs it. And I don't know what program everybody else is doing, but I'm doing 10 rounds. And so like my side body is so tight from punching, And so like anytime we do anything that's like the side or like twisting, I am literally like it hurts, but I know it's because I need it, like it's because I'm so freaking tight in the side. So anytime that we do anything that's like that, even when we were doing like the stretch this way and then flowing this way and stretching this way, like, oh my God, I need that so bad. Like my obliques are like so tight, and I can just, and it's probably also, it's like from shallow breathing, like hold it, because I hold in my stomach a lot. Like I'm not one that just kind of like lets my stomach like full. I'm like, I always am holding my stomach tight. I don't know if that's like a normal thing, but I know some people do it and some people don't. Like some people, like we just hold our cores really tight. And so anytime I'm stretching like my stomach or like my sides, it feels so good. I could feel it. Like, oh, my right side was worse than my left side today. So thank you for that. I really needed that. I love the practice. I honestly, like opinion wise, just keep doing, just keep creating for us, because I love it. I love everything you're doing. I couldn't say that there's anything that I need is more challenging or less challenging, but I'm also a yogi. So maybe some of the other girls that maybe aren't quite as yoga-ing, maybe just like if it feels too challenging for them, I'd love to hear and make sure that it's not, That's my only concern, is like you said, just making it too challenging for the different levels, but trying to create the different levels so everybody still feels challenged. And I can see that being a little tricky for you. But I love what you do. I absolutely do. I think, and even when I'm looking at the screen, like I'll glance up at the screen and I see everybody doing it. So I'm like, hey, we're all still in it, like I don't see anybody just like dropping off. And we're coming back every Saturday, which is, I feel like that should be validation that we're all still.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think I've shared before, it can be, like typically when I do classes, it's like this kind of yoga or this kind of yoga, so I know what kind of student I'm getting in, like beginner or intermediate or vinyasa or not, so with the community classes like this, and I used to do community classes out in the public too, but it is a little trickier. But that's the beautiful thing about yoga, is that you can make it as challenging or not as you need it to by how you choose to stay in the poses. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, if you're a beginner, stay here. If you feel more advanced, go here. If more advanced, you can keep going. And like it can keep, you can build within the practice with the certain people almost too.
Yeah.
Because I could feel that. I mean, I couldn't lift on that runner's lunge where we like folded the foot out. Like I couldn't lift my knee. I couldn't do that. Like, I don't know if anybody else could, but I could not. I could get my elbows down to the thing and that felt down to the floor, and that felt really good. But lifting my knee, I couldn't do that one, So like, there's things where I feel even advanced on, but then there's things that I'm like, oh, I can't do that, that I would think that I would be able to do. Hi. Do you want my attention?
And that's our opportunity to see, not the like, oh, I can't do it, or this side is more tense. It's, you know, just the chance to say like, oh, I can do these a couple times a week and I can grow in that area, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I probably shouldn't say I can't do it. You're right. I'm going to work on it.
Yeah.
I'm going to work on getting that back.
Oh.
Oh, look at their little faces.
Yeah.
Oh, you miss them. Say hi. Maybe I'll make him smile. Hi. Hi. Oh. Oh, he's cutie. Oh, goodness, guys. Well, I hope that set the tone for your Saturday. This family is actually headed out. We're going to head down to Key West for a few hours. And they kind of opened it up to local. So anybody that... they opened it up to locals. So we should be able to go down and go to the beach. But they don't have any tourists in there. But we should be able to go down and go to the beach. So that's our little plan for today. So I'm just kind of taking a nice little stretch this morning, family day today, and yeah, it'll just be kind of nice. Hey, stop. Why are you were so good the whole time, and now you're coming in all crazy. But yeah, remember tomorrow is workout day too. So we'll come from 8 to 9, but we're just gonna do a workout. I gotta hit my strength workout for the 5K schedule. I'm going to run later today, and then tomorrow I'm going to do my strength workout. So that's the plan for tomorrow. So feel free to tell your challengers too, like, hey, we're going to do a group workout. Feel free to come. You don't have to talk, you know, kind of give them the rundown. It'll be just like the yoga, like where we just mute our stuff, do our own thing, but just know that the girls are there doing it with you. That's pretty much what it is. Okay. Ooh, awesome. You're headed, oh, the Easton Mall's probably perfect, Nicole, because it's outdoors, right? So it's like, you can kind of be like free from people still. That's such a good idea. I know, like we're trying to think of things that we can do because we're just so stuck here kind of on the island and they have everything closed down because of vacationers. So like our park is still closed. I can't even take Derek to the park because anything that would draw people to come here, they don't want open, basically. And so, but Key West just opened their beach, so we're headed down there. I was like, we are going to the beach. Like, I was like, we'll find our own spot. We'll draw out a radius. Like, don't come in our bubble. But yeah, it's like I gotta get outside today. Not just my backyard. It's not enough. It's like I need to like get away from the house. Oh goodness. So I'm excited. I will see you guys tomorrow. How does that sound? Awesome. All right, ladies, I hope you have a fabulous day. Thank you for coming and joining yoga. Elika, thank you so much again. Always very much thankful for everything that you do for us. Thank you. All right, ladies, have a good day.